This is going to be a very short video because I'm very uncomfortable with negative reviews. Hello friends, welcome back to another Nature Pages video. I haven't been posting a lot. This summer's been a little busy and a lot of me procrastinating, to be honest. I kind of feel like I've lost my motivation a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna get through this. Oh, this is gonna distract me the entire time. These are not equal. Anywho, so earlier in the year, I received an offer to review a book from the author himself. He offered to send it to me. I received it, and I am terrible at giving reviews about books I didn't like. It makes me awkward, it makes me uncomfortable. I hate hurting people's feelings. But part of the deal was I did have to feature it on my YouTube channel, so we're gonna get through this together. I didn't like the book. I found it to be problematic and have problems. And honestly, I did not get through the entire book, I will say that. I don't know if I can make a formal review on Goodreads or anything because I didn't get through the entire thing. I don't want to say something that ends up happening later on or, you know. But it is Wildcat by JP Harker. I have thoughts. And we're not going to drag the book or anything because it is a work of literature and I do appreciate that. And I'm sure the author put in lots of hard work into it. It just didn't mesh with me. There are a few things I did not like, and let's just get into it. I actually made it more than halfway. I made it to page 380, so like I made it a little more than halfway. Felt like very narrative. We couldn't get into the narrator's head very well. It felt more like it was just being described what was happening rather than connecting emotionally to the main character. I'm not actually sure how to say her name. It's R-H-I-A-N-W-Y-N. Rhiannon. I'm sorry if that's not how it's pronounced. That's how I'll be pronouncing it. Rhiannon. Hi puppy. Hi puppies. Oh, I've got both. Hello. Oh. My hair is not to eat. Say hello to the puppy. I felt like it was really hard to get into Rhiannon's mind. She wasn't very relatable. I have notes. Hold on. There's frequently usage of like the words "I cannot wait." It just like, not that that's a bad thing at all. Just it was very stiff and formal and didn't feel like I could relate to the character. There's a lot of notes where I just like left the page number and said no, which doesn't help future me, past Allie, so can you be a little more clarifying for me? So a lot of the problems I had was the view of women in this society. It felt very, it felt a little degrading, the way that it was described, and I know that wasn't the intention, but that's how it felt. It's supposed to be like this fantasy world, and I understand that. There are different classes, different everything, but it did feel like a lot of the women's worth within the book is placed on childbearing. Now that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, it felt like that was their only worth. They weren't really respected for anything else, and I thought maybe that would be a plot point, but I am over halfway through the book, and it hasn't fixed itself yet. It hasn't been a plot point. It's just been a fact of the society that they live in. That's very uncomfortable for me to read. There are definitely some very scenes that make me very uncomfortable with reading. Like, for instance, there's this one where this man is making comments about three women's figures, and it's just so awkward. So I have secondhand embarrassment, and it's treated as normal. They're like, haha, that's funny. But no, it's not, and it was really awkward to read, and I didn't like that at all. I liked the world building. I admire the author for his world building skills. Everything was very well thought out. Everything, like there's different cultures within the book, and each of the cultures had their own spin, their own rules, their own customs, which that was really interesting to read as they did travel around. And I did enjoy that part. Also, the food descriptions were wonderful. I kept getting hungry while reading this. I did really enjoy the food descriptions, and some of the banter was pretty good between different characters, which I did enjoy that part. That part he wrote really well. I think my biggest problem was that there was a scene, a very traumatic scene that happens to the main character, and it is treated as just a plot point, which, I mean, books need plot points, but the traumatic thing happens. It's used as like a transition device, and it's mentioned for the next 2 chapters, and then she moves on. And such a traumatic thing. It was disgusting. I mean, it was terrible to read about. After that, she just moved on after a few chapters. It felt almost like a betrayal of what we'd been led to believe the character's morals and values were. So in one passage that I did read, it was about she hated herself, that she was too afraid to do her duty as a wife. And then the rest of the paragraph goes on about how she berates herself for not being kind. Like, she'd been sold to this dude to be his wife. Like, it's just, And it's already been established that this character is a bit strong-headed and stubborn and passionate, so it just felt like that the author kind of lost track of what her values were. I don't really know, but so my camera tells me I've already filmed 10 minutes of footage, which is a relief because I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't like leaving negative reviews. I know how much work and effort goes into making a book, and I hate the idea of the fact that people don't like it, and I'm sorry for that I don't like it. And the author was kind enough to send me a copy of his own, and so I do appreciate your nice gesture. I appreciate your effort, and congrats on writing this book. It just wasn't for me. I didn't agree with it. Best of luck. Alright, well, this was a nice, awkward video. Hope you all enjoyed, or I don't know. Yeah. So, yep, that's it. That's all for this. We're gonna move on to filming the next video so it can be funny again. That's all for now. Time for me to make like a tree and leaf. Nature Pages out. See you soon. Bye!